Welcome to my pack shakedown. I've learned so much from other people's pack shakedowns. However, I am bored of the typical pack shakedown. And so I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to do my own personal pack shakedown and not make it typical. No shade to those who do the, typical pack shakedown. I have learned everything that I know from those channels and those videos, and I very much appreciate them. I just thought maybe I could do something a little different. And it turns out that when I first started backpacking, I made a video about my pack and my pack shakedown before the Tahoe Rim Trail. And I was very confused and asked for help, and nobody responded. So I thought that I would respond to myself, my former self, and let her know that it's okay and things can be better. And here's how. So grab your cup of coffee and join me. Ready? The Tahoe Rim Trail is only 5 weeks away, so I'm out here at Burning Falls testing out more equipment, testing out more food, and getting the miles in with my pack. Because I'm a beginner and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Everything I know about backpacking I learned from YouTube. So now I'm reaching out to YouTube to help me. I have all of my equipment here in the back of my Subaru, and it's very minimalistic, and I still can't fit it in the back in my 55 liter REI Pack. So I'm doing something wrong and I have no idea what. So I figured that I would film this as a cry for help, and maybe somebody out there who knows more than me will be able to comment on where I'm going wrong. First of all, I love that I put here, please help, but only if you're nice. That's amazing. Second of all, I still use that REI Pack. At one point last year, I was at PCT days in Cascade Locks, and I tried some of the ultralight backpacks, and they were great. They were ultralight and they were fantastic, but they weren't any better than the pack I already had. And I think they were only lighter by maybe a couple of ounces once I took off the brain and some of the extra things that I don't use on my pack. So I decided to keep it, and she'll be joining me on the Pacific Crest Trail this year. Okay, this is a big one. The very first thing I put on here is the water system. And I carried with me if you saw those videos, the Tahoe Rim Trail videos, the first half of my trip was an epic fail. The second half of my trip was an epic success. I changed a lot of this on that second half of the trip. But I did start off with two Life Straw 1 liter bottles and 1 Camelback. The problem with the Life Straws is that they're heavy and they're big. They're big and heavy, and they're not flexible, so you can't shove things around them. The biggest problem with the Camelback is that it's stuck in your backpack. So if you need to refill it, you have to unload your backpack, pull out the Camelback, fill it, put it back in the backpack, put all your stuff back in. And when you're on the side of a mountain, that's the last thing you want to do. Plus, I've heard of several people who've sprung leaks in their Camelbacks, and then everything in their backpack gets wet. And that sucks on the best day. But when you're approaching the trail at the beginning of March and it's 15 degrees outside and snow everywhere, that is the last thing that you want to have to deal with. So I will be taking 2 Smart Water bottles with a bee-free filter, and I did purchased a bladder. It has the PCT on it. Aww. I purchased this from the PCTA because it's supposed to donate back to them, which is why I got the one with the actual PCT on it. Anyway, this is for the desert section where there's 40-mile plus between water places. And this is just in case I need it. It's light, it's flat. I'm gonna put it where my Camelback would go. And if I need an extra 2 liters, I have it. I probably won't use it, but I have it. Okay, my sleeping system. I have one sleeping pad, one sleeping bag, and one pillow. The sleeping pad that I had, that I brought with me, is this Sea to Summit Comfort Light. I'm continuing to use this. I love this thing so much. It's basically, it's the coziest Princess and the Pea sleeping pad you could carry. It's not light. It's not a light situation, but it is so comfortable. I'm adding to that the Nemo Switchback. Woo! The Nemo Switchback. And this is to level up my R value because of the cold, and also to ensure that I have something between me and the ground in case my sleeping pad busts open or there's a leak or something like that. It will help me get to the next town so that my body isn't on the ground, and that is for cold, warmth, heat distribution, that whole situation, and comfort, but mainly for protection. The pillow that I am bringing, I've swapped out. I have two. This one is the Sea to Summit Arrow Down Pillow Regular. I wish I'd gotten the large. And then this is a hyper light stuff sack that is also a pillow. It has a fuzzy part. I don't know that I'm going to use this one, but I do like to keep all of my small clothing like socks and gaiters and things like that in a stuff sack. And so why not have one that does two things? Plus, I like pillows. Oh, I bypassed the tent real fast like that. Okay, so the tent that I had from REI was fantastic. Ultralight, very well made. I went all through Wyoming, the Tetons, the Tahoe Rim Trail, the John Muir Trail. I didn't have a tent pad underneath. What are those called? A footprint. I never bought a footprint for it. And I've never had a hole. I've never had a problem. It has been in the wind. It has been thrown around. It is such a sturdy tent, and I love that aspect of it. What I don't love about it is it's not a double walled, and it also is incredibly small, which it's supposed to be. But if I get trapped in my tent for weather purposes, whatever those purposes may be, whether it's snow, hail, mosquitoes, whatever, I would like to be able to spread out a little bit and be able to sit up in it. And the double wall aspect is really important to me, especially if I'm going to be living in it for 6 months. So thanks to my friends and family who donated to a GoFundMe account, I was able to pick up the Big Agnes something or other. I don't know which one it is, but it's a Big Agnes. It's a 2-person tent, and it is fabulous. I even tried it out in the snow, and it was so warm and so cozy and so big. The only thing that I do need to remember is if I am in the snow, I need to knock the snow off of the tent, because it did collapse the tent at one point. But as soon as I knocked the snow off, it was fine. It just went back up or whatever. It rebound. Okay, the next thing is a seat pad, toiletry kit, and bathroom kit. Seat pad I don't take anymore because I have that other sleeping pad that I can use. The toiletry kit on this trail was gigantic. Very heavy. I had full-size things for an 11-day trek. It's fine. It's fine. It's a beginner mistake. This time my toiletry kit is very, very light and very, very minimal, and I am only bringing what I absolutely necessarily need, which is basically everything you need for your teeth, sunscreen, chapstick, and a hairbrush. And then bathroom kit has not changed very much. I have my custom, I got this at PCT days, my custom wipe thing. What is it called? Kula cloth. I've used these in the past. They're fantastic. I have, of course, the Deuce of Spades and the hand sanitizer. This is where I've upgraded. Instead of bringing the gigantic heavy block of wipes, I found these little tiny purse-sized wipes. There's only 10 in there, so I'll just be resupplying myself every 10 days with a new one of these. They're very lightweight, so that'll be a really epic change. And other than the clothes that I'm wearing on my back and a couple of worn layers, that's it. Let's try and get it in the backpack and see where I'm going wrong. Okay, let's talk about clothes. Now that I've clumsily packed my bag with all of the essentials, I still have my bear can and my clothes. These are the clothes I'm bringing, other than what I'm wearing, which is a pair of socks, a pair of shorts, a t-shirt, and a hat. This is it. I have a rain jacket, puffy vest, merino wool sweater, sun shirt, base layer, merino wool base layer, and an extra pair of pants, just in case it gets really cold or something happens to my shorts. I have a hat when it gets cold, an extra pair of socks, gloves, a handkerchief, and a towel. That's it. So now that I have this thing massively packed to the brim, including putting my bear box under the brain, because I don't know where else it would go. Where do the clothes go, guys? I don't know. Do I open that and put it in there? I've seen people put like coats and stuff in here, but I really don't have very much room. I guess comment below? I don't really know how YouTube works, but I'd really like some advice from people who've done this before. Okay, here's what I've been able to figure out. It's either the clothes or the bear can. I can't do both. And on the Tahoe Rim Trail, I have to have the bear can, at least through Destination Wilderness. So, any advice? Real quick, I do still need the bear can on the PCT through the Sierras. I think it's about, 350 miles that I need the bear can. So I will be taking it during those times. But when I'm not in that special section, I have a Hilltop Pack food bag, which I had custom made. It wasn't any more expensive to have things put on it. Oh, baby. The puppy wants to join in. It doesn't cost anything extra to have things put on it, and so I did because it brings me joy. I'm a huge Tolkien fan, and so I put on here the Hobbit's meals: breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, and supper, because I feel like hikers are basically hobbits. My pack is a 55 liter. I can't imagine I need a bigger one. I'd love your opinions. I have a lot of feels right now. I feel like such a beginner, which I am. I am a beginner. And I'm doing all these little hikes so that I can be better or competent by the time I get out to the Tahoe Rim Trail. But I can't tell you how crappy I feel when I can't pitch a tent. I did it. I got it up. And the sleeping bag is inside of it, and the pillow's inside of it, and the mat is full, and I'm ready to go to sleep when the time comes. But man, it seems like such a simple thing. It's 5 corners. But it's one of those ultralight ones where it's only being suspended by one trekking pole. So I feel like I'm taking a physics test just to get my tent up. Which, I'm certainly glad I'm doing that in an established camping site and not in the middle of nowhere. So, oh, my eye's twitching. Challenge number 2 for this evening is cooking. And quite frankly, I don't want to. I just don't want to. I'm not hungry. I feel like I'm throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum, but it is what it is. I just don't want to have to deal with tents and what are those things called? Fast jets or quick jets or boiled jets or jet boil. Lighting that thing. Jeez. I mean, I guess I could cold soak stuff or just eat protein bars for 11 days. I don't know. But I feel like all of the intricate stuff about backpacking sucks. But actually backpacking is the best thing on the planet. And I'm just trying to figure out how I can make the sucky part less sucky. And the only thing I can think of is to keep practicing. Absolutely right. Keep practicing. If you're in the suck factor right now because you're a brand new backpacker and you don't understand, I get it. It took me a minute to understand how to pack a bag and how to light a jet boil or any stove for that matter. And it is absolutely about practice. And I'm still learning and I'm still messing up and I'm still growing. The biggest problem I had when packing this specific bag for the Tahoe Rim Trail is that I just didn't understand how a backpack worked. And a lot of the stuff that I brought, although very light, was very bulky and didn't compress down enough. Everything that I have now is specifically designed to compress down so that you can jam it into a bag. It's also very light and it's very effective because it's made with things like wool, for example. I think that the other problem that I had was that I didn't understand what all of the little, what are they called? Like buckles and bungees and things, all of those things that are on the outside of a backpack, all of the little pockets and the brain and everything, they all have a reason for being there. I don't use a brain and I don't use a lot of the pockets, but I do use a lot of the bungees. And I didn't understand that you can put a lot of that stuff on the outside of your pack. It didn't have to all go on the inside. So if I could go back in time and say, it's okay, just use the bungees, use the pockets, that would have made a huge difference in that moment for me, if I had known. Okay, here we go. This is the worst part. This part. Oh, it didn't put Why does it do that? I don't like the hissing. I feel like it's gonna explode. Okay, put the feet on. Maybe I should have put the feet on first. Okay, feet are on. Jet boil is full of water. Now, there is some wind, which makes it difficult. Try. Quick note, I don't backpack with a jet boil anymore. They are large and cumbersome and heavy, and I didn't see that big of a difference when I switched over to a small stove. The Soto stove is just the absolute best, a most amazing stove, and it's this big. That's it. And it boils water just as quickly as a jet boil. I understand that there are benefits to the jet boil, and I do take my jet boil when I car camp, but when I'm backpacking, this is it. It has a little thing to hold the pot on it, and that's it. And it's wonderful. Oh, the other great thing about this is it has a starter. So you don't have to light it. If you're afraid of the stove, as I was for years, you just go chick chick and it's a good thing. Try and guard it. So apparently you turn the knobby. I'm going to turn the knobby. It's going to come out. It's not going to explode. I'm also covered in bug spray, which I'm pretty sure is completely flammable, but I might be making that up. Okay. Ooh. So turn this on. Oh my god, it's so scary. Okay.
Oh my god, it's not... Oh, more? What?
You gotta turn it on. You have to turn it on all the way.
Oh my god, am I doing this wrong?
Yes.
Turn it off. Okay. Okay. Is that normal?
Yeah, it is. I don't know why it happens, but it is normal. It happens to me a lot, especially at high elevation.
Did you see that smoke? Okay. I didn't have it on. I didn't have it on all the way. Okay, I get it now. Is it... I can't tell if it's on. Okay. Are you supposed to see a flame? This literally gives me the most anxiety I've ever had in my entire life. There's a man over there with a stove with like 4 of these burners on it, and he's just like, bleep, 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 no big deal. Maybe I should go ask him to help me. Excuse me, sir. I don't understand. One more time, and if this doesn't work, I'm eating a protein bar. I did it. I did it.
If you have any questions about how I pack my bag or what I'm taking, please let me know. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was really fun. It was fun to look back on where I started and how far I've come. And I appreciate you being along for the ride. Have a great day.